Jesus loved to teach in parables. Now, a parable is an earthly story illustrating a heavenly truth. It's a powerful teaching tool that Jesus was a master of. Well, one of the most powerful parables Jesus told is the parable of the talents in Matthew 25. There was a rich man who was going away on a long journey, so he put some of his wealth in charge of 3 servants for them to invest while he was away. To one he gave 5 talents, to the second he gave 2 talents, and to the third he gave 1 talent, each according to their ability. Now, when we hear the word talent, we think of skills or abilities, but you have to understand that in Jesus' day, a talent was a measure of money. It was roughly equal to about $500,000. So a talent was a bunch of money. The first servant then was given $2.5 million, to the second $1 million, and to the third $500,000. And when the master returned and asked for the results, the first servant had doubled his money to $10 million. The second had also doubled his money to $2 million. But the third simply gave the master back the same amount he'd been given, 1 talent or $500,000, and had nothing else to show for it. Well, the master was furious because the servant had wasted the opportunity by doing absolutely nothing with what he'd been given. And so the worthless servant was cast out into the outer darkness where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Well, what's the moral of that parable? Well, beloved, we have not all been gifted in the same way by God. You see, some have been given more and some have been given less. And so we will not all see the same amount of impact and output in this world. But regardless of our amount of gifting, we're all the same in that God expects us to invest those gifts we've been given to the best of our ability. Do the most with what God's given you. You'll not be compared to the more or less gifted neighbor. No, you'll be measured by your gifting and your ability. So make the most impact you can make. And then you'll enter into the joy of your master when he returns. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry.